So to begin virtual career fair instructions for our students, the first section that we will look at today is preparation. So the first thing to do is certainly to register for the virtual fair before the day of. The fair that we're talking about, what's upcoming that's October 7th. That is next week. That is a Wednesday. And that is from 1 to 4. So you can register at any time. Again, you'll have this link once we finish up, and something to consider there. So you'll go through this link and then RSVP just like you would anything else. Now the second piece, number 2, definitely something you want to do if you have not done it already. You do want to upload your most recent resume to Hire a Red Hawk. This is the best way to get feedback on your resume, both the format and content. And in order to use your resume in Hire a Red Hawk, it has to be approved first. The good thing about this whole process is when you go into Hire a Red Hawk, and we will look at that once we're done with some of this prep, it will go to your career advisor. He or she will review it. And that review is typically 3 to 5 business days. You will then receive feedback saying you're totally approved, everything's cool, maybe there's a few things you want to change, or it's not approved, and these are some things you do want to update in the meantime. So the biggest piece sometimes here with the preparation, in addition to RSVP, will be to make sure that your resume is up to snuff. And we'll look at resume in a little bit. But number 3, this is kind of cool. So the interested star icon, when you go in, and you can do this before the fair, you can look at the employers that are registered. Currently, there are over 30 employers. You can go in, check them out, see what type of positions they're interested in filling. You can see, their main page, and what's more important to our conversation, and the third point here for preparation is you can star them. And what's nice about that is it's a good look for you in terms of how to navigate the fair. But later on, you'll see in terms of when the fair is actually going live, employers can search for you in the database to see who's already said, hey, look, I'm interested in Accord. I'm interested in Crestron. So it's a nice way to get on an employer's radar. More with preparation. Number 4, please keep in mind that all chats are video chats. They are not text-based. So it could be, a challenging thing, maybe not, especially considering where we are in this climate. I know a lot of us are, our online education, so much of it is virtual. Those of us who are in meetings, most of them are virtual. So we're pretty well versed in sort of that virtual piece. But, just like anything else, make sure you have good lighting, a decent background, something with contrast. But maybe to help you a little bit more is we'll look at the use of mock interviews. So you can go into Hire Red Hawk, which we will look at in a bit. You can practice mock interviewing, which is key and essential certainly to this virtual career fair, but it's preparation beyond this fair that's coming up. So consider doing that. Professional outfit, just like anything else, make sure you're wearing something that you're comfortable with, that you feel is professional, something that's reflective of your field, because as we know, when we dress nicely, it puts us in a different mindset. So apply to jobs and internships posted by the attending employers, number 6, so that they can have your resumes already on hand. And speaking of having the resume on hand, you want to have it yourself. So while you're doing your virtual career fair, have it next to you. An employer might, hey, what's up? What's going on with that experience? Can you tell me a little bit more about X? Whatever it is, as long as you have it on hand, you don't have to remember. So that's basically the first page. Again, these are instructions for you. This is preparation. So let's actually go in there and sort of see what's going on. So again, this is the RSVP link through Hire a Red Hawk. The sheet you will then get. Okay, what's the countdown? 7 days, 23 hours, 22 minutes, 19 seconds. Pretty cool. So 193 students have RSVP'd. We've got 35 employers. So in terms of you RSVPing, you can do it here as a job seeker. That's something to consider. As you do that, there will be a couple of things that sort of pop up. I believe there will be a sort of a pop-up video in terms of, how to look at your profile, how to manage some of that stuff. So let's take a look at that briefly.
Adam, I don't
Yes.
want to cut you off, but I think we're still stuck on the virtual career fair instructions. We're unable to see you
Oh,
navigate.
okay. Thank you, Chrissy. So let me get back to this. How about this? Can you guys see? Can you guys see it now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. So again, once you RSVP and you're inside Hire Red Hawk, this video will pop up. Nice little tool. Let's check it out for a minute. Okay, cool. Whoa, whoa, it's not that cool. I don't think we need to hear it again. So let's see. If we go back. Yeah. So MSU's Hire Red Hawk. It's very much the same. So your chat profile is here. When you do attend, we can't do it right now because the fair is not live, but you'll click online. You'll be ready for your status. If you have a couple different resumes, you can choose the right one in there. We recommend having a picture, that sort of thing. Again, when it's live, you can attend here. This gives you more information. The employers that are coming, again, when I mentioned before about being interested in an employer, this is that section where you can go and see how, if you are interested, you can mark that, and then that's good for you, as I said, and then for employers to check you out later on. Maybe we backpedal a little bit. So this is the inside of Hire Red Hawk. As long as we're here, let's look at the other 2 points in terms of preparation. So one was uploading a resume. So on the left navigation, upload resume and documents. My document is here. And if you have a document in there already that's approved, you're ahead of the game. That's cool. Maybe you have an updated resume. You want to keep this one. Maybe that's the kitchen sink that has everything. You add new. That'd be a nice place to upload it. But let's see, other than that, let's take a quick look at a typical resume just to get an idea. Okay. So this will give you, can you guys all see this? Thumbs up, anything? So this would be a typical resume, certainly identifying ourselves at the top. This is what you'd submit through Hire Red Hawk for use throughout your time with Hire Red Hawk. And even once you graduate as an alum, you can utilize this, of course. And for Wednesday, certainly you want to try and have it approved. Again, you upload it, have your career advisor check it out. Things that are missing on purpose: the street address. The internet's too weird. You know, wherever you're leaving your resume, nobody needs to know exactly where you live. So city and state suffice. Cell is cool. Obviously, an email that's branded to your name. If you have a LinkedIn public profile address, brand that. That's something you can address on the right-hand side. Update public profile. You can do that in LinkedIn. That's a nice way to go. An objective. Now, with this sort of fair, you can customize an objective, position the field of, and insert the industry and or area of employment. Nothing wrong with that, but some folks don't like an objective. They think it's pigeonholing. I tend to agree with that a little bit, unless I'm going to, you know, really a one-on-one that I know I'm just going to meet with one employer, then I might customize it. Other than that, certainly we're going to list our education, institution. If we haven't graduated yet, you want to do your degree, comma, expected, and then insert the month and year that you plan to graduate. Typically the cutoff for GPA is 3. So 3.0 or higher, you want to list that. I know myself, I didn't have much experience graduating college, so I sort of exploded my education. In that way, I added coursework that I think the employer might want to see, as well as some projects. So that could be group work, that could be research, that could be presentations. A few other categories before we move forward. Experience, so all the things you want to have no matter what. Job title, name of employer, dates of employers. Employers typically like to see months as well as years, and then city and state for that employer. Typically we'll want to bullet point stuff because employers don't take, you know, forever to read a resume. So if paragraphs typically don't, you know, they don't fit the bill because it takes longer to read. So bullets are good. You want to use action verbs, in this case, provide, collect, administer, and so on. If we have an experience that's not related to what we want to do with our degree, what we want to do in terms of that occupation, you can list it briefly. That's one place to sit with that information. And then certainly, you know, a couple other categories to round things out. Computer, activities, language skills, and so on. One final point with this resume, Times New Roman used to be the flavor, but things like Calibri, that's what this is in, Arial, those are much cleaner fonts. Those are something you may want to consider looking at going forward. Oh, wait, sorry, I got to go back. Sorry about that. Too many windows. So let's go back to Hire Red Hawk. Again, we checked out how to RSVP, how, what's going on inside. Again, with preparation, we talked about uploading a resume. There was one other piece, and that is under resources. So this has to do with this piece. So the mock interviewing, again, preparation prior to the fair is critical. Hire Red Hawk allows you to create mock interviews. You can share these with your career advisors. They can give you feedback. There's recommended interviews. You can create your own. You can set up some of the questions, but no matter what, it's a good way to really sort of mirror what will go on October 7th during that virtual fair and virtual fairs going forward. So again, get into Hire Red Hawk, RSVP, upload your resume, and do some practice through the mock interviewing feature. So let's go back to the instructions. So that hit the preparation. Again, you'll get a copy of these as well as a link to that fun song was just that good. So next piece, this is sort of the day of, again, next Wednesday, log in and set up. This is super important. Number one, Internet Explorer is not supported. So please use another browser. A white screen error will occur when initiating a student chat if IE is used. So try not to use that. Here too, same link. This is where you're going to go in. You've RSVP'd in advance, and this is where you're going to say that you are online. Once you click attend, and then you get the ball rolling. I think here too, with some of the pieces here, that once you click attend, that's sort of like the doors open to the employer. If you don't click it, you won't be able to join any employer chats. Again, this is the day of. This is logging in and setting up. You will be prompted to complete or update your chat profile. We saw that in Hire a Red Hawk was listed on the right-hand side. Boom. Number 5, we know to go online. Boom. Number 6, talked about the resume. Number 7, update some of your profile there if that's appropriate. And we talked about a picture. You may want to do that. You can go under accounts/personal if your college has enabled that feature. So once you're participating in the fair, this is when it's really on. I mean, you're in there, but this is where you start to communicate with employers. So go to the employer tab and search to filter and find employers of interest. Again, if you've done that star thing, that brings them to the top of your list. So take a minute. Take a minute. Check out those 30 plus employers well beforehand. Star some of them because, again, it's helpful to you. And then as we can see here at the tail end of number 2, employers can filter candidates using this expression of interest in the Virtual Career Fair resume database. Yeah. Check out the company profile just like anything else. We want to click on Join Queue. I know that was listed in that video. I know the video was about 2 minutes, 30 seconds. It was quick, and it was cool because it was easy to see where you would actually do in this sort of engagement. But no matter what, join the queue. And then I love this. This is like when I go to like the Motor Vehicle Commission. Estimated wait time. We always want to know, how far behind am I in the line? Well, this feature in Hire Red Hawk allows you to see that during the virtual fair. But one of the points is, a few. We'll get to it. I think we'll go in order. So number 5, you could stand in multiple queues at once. That's kind of cool. The virtual nature of things sort of paying off there. Under upcoming chats, you can see how many total queues you are allowed. So you can't be in like a zillion because then that's like cheating, Can't be in too many lines hogging it up. When you want to join a group video chat, I would do that because that mirrors what used to go on in the real world. There's typically 4 stages of interviewing, and this was the old school step 1. They called it an icebreaker. So the group chat, if the employer has it enabled, and you're online, you're waiting, you're seeing what's going on. Employers, sometimes it's more than one employer being represented. If you can get in there for the group chat, maybe you find out some inside information. Maybe you're able to express your interest in that employer in a way that helps you stand out after the fair. Maybe eventually get that call to do an additional interview for the actual position itself, moving down the line. So I would try and do that. And here too, doing the group chat, again, if it's available, it could probably allay some of your nerves. It's kind of weird, the virtual thing. But yeah, this can be a good way to iron out those nerves if possible. So this is the point that kind of got me nervous. So number 7, you got to pay attention to this one. If you're waiting in employer queues, make sure to stay within that virtual career fair. I know we all have a tendency to browse elsewhere. Hey, what's going on over here? Maybe I'm going to leave the room, run away. For a second, I want to grab a sandwich or soda, whatever. Who knows? Try and stay where you are. Have your phone nearby. Maybe a headset, however it works. But the point is, if you navigate away to other pages within the site, you may miss invitations from employers to video chat. And that's kind of like you did all this work and then the employer's like, come on in. And you're like, I'm not here. It doesn't set a good tone. So do your best to stay in line, check out the estimated wait time, stay busy, get in the group chat if you can. Keep your resume next to you, as we said in the preparation, the earlier piece. Have your phone so you can, check out whenever you need to keep you motivated and keep you on point. Number 8, so this is when you'll hear the ding sound, and we saw that in the video, which we will follow up, share with you once again. Number of things there, and even see, this is the nooks and cranny thing. If you use Safari, you will need to allow autoplay via preferences. Websites allow autoplay to hear that sound. Okay, now we know. It's sort of, again, the fair is not that difficult to navigate, but some of the lefts and rights could be difficult. What else? Oh yeah, this is an important one. So when joining the employer chat, instead of downloading Zoom, GoToMeeting or otherwise, you want to select the option to join the meeting online. It'll be a lot faster to join. So again, just to reiterate, again, nooks and crannies. When joining the employer chat, it may say download Zoom, GoToMeeting, whatever their platform is. Don't do that. We're suggesting that you select the option to join the meeting online, and it'll be faster to join. Next thing you know, you're having a conversation. Once you start the video chat, watch the timer. There will be, we don't have all day to talk to somebody. We know that. And that's true for face-to-face interviews or face-to-face career fairs. Typically it's a few minutes depending upon the line. So be mindful of that. A sub-point to that, use 2 windows simultaneously during the fair, one for video chat and the other for where the queue is managed. This way, do a little multitasking, not a problem. When you're done, and again, we saw this on the video, click End Chat, scroll down to the notes, check out your notes. You can use that for the follow-up, a number of different things. Then the last couple points here, if you got to, get out of the room, short break, set your status to busy. This way employers, they're not likely to invite you into something while you're online, but it at least gives them an idea of what's going on. I don't recommend it. And again, if these fairs don't come along for, every day, and Wednesday is no exception, you want to make sure you're on point, present at all times in order to catch any of those dings or sounds or pop-up windows that employers are like, hey, it's time, let's start talking. If you do have to leave the fair, we know life happens. There's no doubt about it. Set your status to offline. You will be removed from any queue at that point. And again, as I mentioned, check out your notes. That'll get your representative's name and email that you communicate with, and you can use this for thank you notes. So that was prep, sort of getting into the fair, and then actually, communicating within the fair. Those are the 3 steps that we've suggested here. Again, those of you who've attended, you guys will get these career fair instructions. Share them with those who are coming to the fair. I think you might realize there are a number of pieces here to address, both prior to the fair, during, and after as well. So, this webinar was recorded. You will receive a link with this recording along with the survey. We ask you to, certainly share your feelings, your thoughts, your comments with regard to this presentation. We appreciate that. And what else? I think that's about it, unless there are any other thoughts or questions. We can take a second here and take 5. Again, you can type them into the Q&A and or the chat. I don't see anything at this point. So this will conclude today's webinar on the quick tour for the virtual career fair. We wish you all the best of luck. Stay healthy, stay safe, and hopefully, virtually we see you on the 7th and they're going forward. Take care.